What's going on, people? It's been a minute since I've been able to say Comic Book Wednesday.
Wednesday.
But here we are. We're back again. And as you see, I have my main man with me.
Yeah.
We had some guys reach out to us. Pretty cool dudes who we've been talking to them for a little while. Well, Jovi has been talking to them for a little while. I have to admit, he kind of took care of this, and I'm glad he did while I was off being, just doing dumb stuff. But anyway, I'm going to pass it to you, Jovi. You can tell us about, the process of them contacting us, us getting the issues, and then we can talk about this book we're reading, The Warden. Hold on. Actually, you know what? They gave us... These people are legit. They gave us some...
it's a real company. I'm loving it.
Yeah. They gave us some marketing material so we could share them with you. So, IronCladComics. Yeah. The writers of this comic reached out to us. And again, I'm going to let Jovi talk you through that. And yeah, man.
Yeah.
We got 3 issues that I'm actually quite excited to talk to you about. And I mean, just so I hope you guys know by now, if I did not like this. Actually, if I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't have talked about it. That's how it would have gone. I wouldn't make a video about if I didn't like it. I would have just told the guys, hey, I'm not a fan, but here we are. So there's a video, so you probably know what's coming. But I've been talking long enough. Jovi, go ahead, Brody.
No, seriously, guys, you guys know that Comic Book Wednesdays is Sam's thing. I am a huge lover of comics. I just don't review them. But as time has been going by, really assuming that people understand that we do enjoy this medium, and this is definitely something that big thanks to David and Cody from Iron Clad. They straight up just hit us up on our email, said, hey, we got this comic called The Warden, follows a vigilante fighter in a city, and he's trying to save the day, right? Straight up did their elevator pitch in the email, sent a few links, and after a few emails back and forth, they're like, well, we're sending you some material. What's your address? Like, straight up, great guys. We also, after that conversation and then after reading these 3 issues, I personally am going to support the 4th issue with everything we have. And we're going to have an interview with, hopefully with David and Cody, or just somebody from the team. They also reached out about that, and we would love for that. So I'm just going to start off with that. So on the back of each issue is a really cool write-up that I think explains everything even better than what they did in their email. And it's straight up just as simple as this. The Warden of Detroit. Henry Hunt, a Detroit prison guard born with extraordinary abilities, leads a life of purposelessness and mediocrity, tortured by the very abilities he possesses. One day, he is finally fed up with the half-life and decides to take control to protect the city from its crime and corruption. That right there is basically what you get when you go on the website, and then that's the only thing. But it gets deeper. The Warden is the first official book of IronCladComics, a graphic novel publisher, created to give you the stories that you want at the quality you deserve. And that is my first point. Quality, quality, quality.
I'm glad you said it before I did.
Quality, quality, quality. Again, very open about how this interaction went. I said straight up, I love to feel a comic in my hand. I like to feel needed. I went to school for design. I know a lot about paperweights. They spared no expense with these comics. The colors that are printed are absolutely just phenomenal. They did not cheap out and just send a crappy file to a printer and said, hey, just give us a few of these. We're going to send them out. They're $12 online, $17 for a signed copy. One issue that is more than worth it. It should be more. You guys are amazing, Ironclad. Heavy paper, very, very just silky, the light reflects off of it and hits certain colors a certain way because they sent us stickers. Look at that. Like even the stickers, you're like, those are quality, they're thick vinyl stickers. They're not just cheap. So that's story-wise, again, I'm all in. Having the first 3 issues to read straight through has just made me now upset because I want to know what's happening next.
I guess. Thank you for that first. But I also think we have a video of you actually unboxing this, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
So the story is really good. I'm gonna read something that they put at the end of issue 3 that made me excited, and really appreciate them more. I'll do that in a second. But I mean, so it's a vigilante story, right? The guy, his name is Henry Hunt, who is the warden, as Jovi read in his little synopsis. He's a corrections officer at a prison, but he was born with very special abilities. He's almost invulnerable and crazy strong. And I'm really looking forward to learning more about him, because through these first 3 issues, he actually doesn't say that much until the end of the 3rd issue. So it's in Detroit. It takes place in 2004. And yeah, man, it's just crime ridden. Like, we see reports all like throughout the panels, just reports of gang violence, murder, rapes, all this stuff that's happening. And you see him sitting in a church, very reminiscent of season 1 of Daredevil. That's what came to my mind. He's sitting in a church with this pastor who apparently knows about his past. And he's like basically contemplating, like, okay, the city's rotten, I have to go do something. And then throughout the issues, you kind of just see the results of what he does. So it's not a whole lot of him, beating someone to a pulp in these issues with, and it's bloody or whatever. You kind of just see, like there's like, for example, they're human traffickers, right? Stealing children. You see them steal children. You see them put the children away. Then one of them hears a noise and turns around. And then, like, you just see, like, goggles, like, because that's the warden's outfit. And then the next panel, all the children have been freed, and the dudes are sitting there just, like, curled up, hurt, talking about, oh, my gosh, this guy wasn't human. What the heck was that? So I thought it was pretty cool. And then something else that I liked, the other characters in the story, the ones we kind of spend the most time with are the detective. His name is Matthew. That's who's hunting him. And he is actually dating a reporter who's reporting on him. So their dynamic is pretty interesting too, because they live together. And she tries to use him to get like hints or leads, and he's like, "Yo, I can't do that." But she's very ambitious in her career, and she doesn't. She's not about to give it. The color is a little washed out here, but you can see like these two live together. This is a point when they're coming to a head because she is really interested in this vigilante who's saving the city and wants to know more about him. Whereas, he has cop brain and he's like, yo, this dude is dangerous. Yeah. Stay away from him. So that whole dynamic is interesting. But here's the thing that gets me. Each one of these issues, they end, like I was reading it at Jovi's house yesterday. I planned on reading 1 issue. Issue 1 ended like in the middle of a conversation. I was like, wait a minute. There's no way I can just stop right here. Issue 3, I wish I had time to scan this, and maybe I'll put it up, but it literally ends with our reporter. She's putting on her coat, and you see she's walking out the door. Yeah. And then the issue ends. Yeah. Like she's literally going to do something. I don't want to put too many spoilers in here because I do want you guys to actually eventually read it. Yeah. But she's going out the door to do something, and then the issue ends. You're like, wait a minute, what? But there's a little note they have back here, which I think sums up their mission very succinctly. So I'm going to read that. It's a note to reader that they put in the back here. First off, the team at IronCladComics would like to personally thank you for your investment in our company and book. The Warden issue 3 is only 1/6, y'all, of a 194-page graphic novel that we can't wait to complete and share with you. Your contribution to our company will go directly into funding the next 2 parts of the Warden. As Jovi said, we are definitely going to invest, so we can move them out to you as fast as possible. we're not here just to offer a few books here and there. We want to create an entire new universe, one that many of us have been waiting for.
Mhm.
Look at that. I do like that. Because they're two giants. We got Michael Turner's Aspen in Image Comics and all that, but who doesn't want a new universe? Our journey began out of frustration with the modern comic book industry and entertainment at large, witnessing the legacies of beloved characters be tarnished and soulless creations emerging in their place. Basically, they're like, yo, we didn't like what we were reading, so we wanted to create something that we would like and share it with you. That, my friends, is the dopest thing ever.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of them doing this. Even if I didn't like the book, I like the ambition of them doing it.
Right.
So that is dope. The art is incredible.
Yes.
That's the thing, man. Like Joey said, I don't like they really did their thing. And I need to make sure I say his name. So hold on. So Jovi mentioned David and Cody. Those are the writers. David, Tim, and Cody Caramel. And Matthew Pereira, Roman Stevens, Jimmy. Oh man, they have even a letterer. Those are certain things that you forget exist. Letterers. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this. Letterers are amazing. I'm sorry, but his name is Jimmy Greenhall, and Matthew Pereira also did the covers. The art in this book is incredible.
Yeah.
So many colors, like Jovi said. You got some grayscale in there. You got popping colors. There's a fire that takes place at time with all sorts of bright oranges and yellows.
Mm-hmm.
They are all over this the color spectrum here, and I really dig it. And the character models themselves. That's the thing. It doesn't hurt to look at the people. So I dig that. And then something I forgot to mention about the plot itself. It's paced very well. These 3 issues, I think I read each one in about like 10 minutes, 10 minutes to flip through it. And, it's very nicely paced. It's told in a way that you can understand quickly. And, you just want to consume more and more and more. And like I said, man, we really are kind of focused on, I guess, 3 characters right now. The Warden himself, the reporter who's reporting on him, and the cop who's chasing him. And each one, how do I say this correctly? I want to say this correctly. The detective and the reporter, because, they're in a relationship and they're talking to their coworkers and stuff, we kind of get their motivations a little bit more. The Warden is actually, obviously he's the most interesting character in his own book, because we know he's doing this just because he thinks it's the right thing to do. But there's so much about his past and his personality we don't know, because he really doesn't talk that much. So it's really interesting to learn about him as a person and to learn about his powers. Because let me show you one thing. Even though he is pretty much invulnerable, there's a panel that shows like, yo, the dude can bruise. Hold on,
completely bruised. That stood out to me.
Yeah, this stood out to me. Like, look at him here. Oh, you can't actually see it there, can you?
I don't know if you could turn it down or go just open to that page and put it in the camera, because that shot alone, it was another example of how color is used.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. I'm sorry, y'all. I guess when I'm sharing through photos, it doesn't do it correctly. But yeah, I'm gonna go to that. That was an issue. That was the issue I just read, issue 3. Just so many good moments in here. So, here's something else I want to show. There's a let me see if I can get it. You see in this panel here, there's a police chase. These people are running away from the cops. This guy says, "What is this?" And I don't know if you see right there, you just see a small person, right? Yeah. Now, instead of showing you what happens and him stopping them, all you see is the aftermath. A crashed car, and then in this panel here, you see handprints. Handprints in the car. That's what I'm talking about. You really just see the result of everything he does, man. Yeah. It's so cool. But let me get to that one. Here it is. So, as Jovi was saying, as we were both saying, you can see he is bruised all over his body here. So that's going to be interesting because he is, I guess, I mean, he is invulnerable. Like, you know, things aren't killing him, but, you know, maybe he's not invincible.
Yes.
So
That's a great way
to see. Anyway, all that to say, we have 3 issues. The 4th is currently on their Kickstarter.
Yes.
I would say, I think, you know, because I'm not trying to sit here and sound like I'm glazing somebody, even though I kind of am. I did like this. I think that it is worth going out if you add if at least the first issue of the Warden to your pull list. You can go to IronCladComics, pick it up, see if you like it, and you know, see if this is something you want to support. Oh, that just scared me. Sorry, I just heard something upstairs. Anyway, see if this is something you want to support. So get the first issue.
Yeah.
See if you like it. If you don't, you know what? Hey, it's just, you know, I'm sure there have been comics you've gotten on your. I know there have been comics I've gotten on my pull list that I've been like, wow, I should not have bought this. But you know, this is one, you know, it's a new company, you've never heard of them, and they're ambitious. You know how people are when they're hungry. Think about you know, athletes when they first get in the league and they have that contract, or musicians when they first get in. These people are hungry, they're ambitious, they're really trying to build something. So I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's my spiel to you, outside of me telling you this was actually a really dope read. And again, if I didn't like it, I'm so serious. We just wouldn't have made a video about this. I would have talked about absolute Wonder, or absolute Batman rather, because I have thoughts about that, and I'm not sure how I feel. But anyway, that's my Comic Book Wednesday. Jofi, anything to add? I'm happy you sat there and listened to me go on and on.
No, yeah. So for me, very excited for this. They do have a lot more projects up on the site, which gets me even more excited. I think I'm going to save that to discuss with them when we do an interview. But clearly, they are building a universe, and I hope all of these books tie in to you know, what's to come. Because I'm ready to cosplay or something, man. Like I want to be the Warden. Like I'm ready. I'm ready to walk around a con in a trench coat and some goggles, and no one sees me.
Man. That's all you need, bro.
And put some LEDs in the goggles and make them turn green. Like I'm ready for it. Like so, yes. Thank you guys over at Ironclad. I can't wait to actually talk to you, like, and really see where your head is. And let's everybody, let's support this because you know, some of the big companies aren't doing what we want. Just like with movies. So that's it.
All right, yeah, man. Appreciate it, Jovi. Yeah, definitely, yo. So yeah, like I said, this is one I think is worth checking out if you have not checked it out. Appreciate your guys' time. Let us know if you get it. Ironclad Comics. We are going to talk to them so you guys can learn a little bit more about them, and we'll learn a little bit more about them as well. So looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you. And until next time, we out.
Deuces.